Live. It says it is. Bless everyone, Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Today is another beautiful Sunday. I am in the jungle of Belize. Hopefully you all can see me. I don't know how the signal is working, but it says I'm live, so I'm just gonna go with that. I am so excited to be here. I've been here about 5 days now, and our retreaters just arrived yesterday. I see people commenting, so it means that I am live. Fantastic, so excited to see you all. Hopefully you guys can soak up this beautiful atmosphere behind me and enjoy this reading. We're going to be doing a weekly reading today for this entire week and the new moon in Scorpio, which is also today. So we're going to tap into all of that energy and excitement, and I am so happy to be here. I've got my lovely crew and retreaters behind the camera, and they are here as well. So I'll be looking at them and you guys at the same time, just enjoying all of this beautiful company that we have here for us today. I'm used to doing these readings alone, so it's so nice to be surrounded by amazing people. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for being excited about this beautiful reading, and hopefully the signal stays strong. So let's all do a little meditation prayer to our guides to keep this energy really strong and stable for the entire reading. And so before we start, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know where you're coming from, where you're tuning in from, and how you're feeling today as we do a little review of last week's cards. Last week's cards, we had the Mercy card for the beginning of the week, really encouraging us to just surrender to compassion, allowing us to have mercy on ourselves, mercy on our higher selves for the plan that it has for us, and mercy upon others that we may not understand or vibe with at that time. There's a lot of things at a lot of different times right now and in a lot of different ways. So we want to really be compassionate and loving to everyone and the way in which they are now in this time, especially with this time of year, with the shadow, the collective shadow really surrendering right now. And we'll get a little bit into that more in a second. Then in the middle of the week, last week, we had the Divine Guidance card, ensuring us that we are being divinely guided, that we are connected to our spirit, that we are in divine timing and divine order at all times, and just allowing ourselves to surrender to that divine guidance. And then the end of the week, we had the Soul Power card, really encouraging us to capture and hone in and accept our soul power, our magic, our unique harmonic energy with the universe, and our ability to feel empowered in that. So those were our 3 cards of last week for the weekly reading. This week we're going into 10/27, which is today, October 27th, all the way to November 3rd. It's going to be a great week, so let's get into it. First, I'm going to take this really long shirt off because I'm hot. We have to wear long sleeves out here so that we cannot get bit by the mosquitoes, but I'm in this beautiful little covered place now, so I can enjoy a little bit of a breeze here. All right, guys, so let's see who's here. Let's just say hi to everyone. We've got Bohemian Princess here. Hello. Indijan is here. Hello. Jasmine Garrett is here. We can see you. Hi, Rissa. I'm so glad you can see me. Growth is where it starts says, hey, love. Harmonic Order says, bliss, Rissa. Cold here in Colorado. It's hot here in Belize, so I'm hoping to send you some really good heat waves over there to you in Colorado. And so good to see you all. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this week. So I wrote down all my spirit messages, as I always do. These are the messages that I get just from spiritual understanding and translation of the energy to connect. Oh, there we are. Okay, so just so you guys know, we might have a little interruption in feedback or in connection throughout the reading, so no worries there. We'll just keep going with it. I'll just keep reconnecting if we do get disconnected, and I'll start from where I left off. All right, so the first spirit message of this week is about divine timing. This is huge for this week. Divine timing allows us to understand that everything is happening as it should be, that everything is happening the way it needs to, and how and when it needs to. Divine timing is sometimes hard for us all to accept and understand, especially if we're feeling impatient, if we're feeling still or stuck somewhere, or if we're just feeling like something's not moving as we wanted it to. So this is a really important time for us to surrender to divine timing and remember that there are often things that Spirit is doing behind the scenes, behind the veil, that we are not aware of. And we think on the surface that there's nothing happening, that there's nothing moving, that there's just no way around whatever we're experiencing, but that's not true. There's always something going on behind the veil that we can't see, that our higher self, our spirit guides, and the universe has planned for us. So in those moments of stuck and stillness, allow yourself to just surrender to the way in which things go and the way in which they're happening. Being patient, not being too stubborn with what you want to have happen. If it's not flowing, then move to something else. Don't get caught up in distractions or things that are going to move you into a place of frustration or resistance to the divine order and the divine timing plan. We talked a little bit last week and the week before about how our concept of time is changing, especially with the thinning of the veil that we're experiencing. And I'm at the thinning of the veil retreat finally, so we are experiencing this full-blown here in Belize, and I know you are all as well in your own way. So allowing yourself to surrender to that divine timing, allowing yourself to know that that concept of time is changing. Maybe things appear to be moving faster than you expected, or slower than you expected, or just not moving at the timely manner that you anticipated. Or maybe you feel like time has stand still. Whatever it is, allow yourself to know that that is part of this energy and just surrender to it in your own way. Now, that may be uncomfortable at times, but the surrender represents full trust, and it also represents full curiosity and play with your spirit. So allow yourself to use that surrender as a symbol for really leaning into the trust and faith you have in the universe and your higher self, and allowing yourself to feel really connected to that trust. And call on your higher self, call on your spirit for answers on things if you need them, for more awareness, consciousness about what is happening in divine timing and why. So that's really important. I also was getting a lot of awareness about parallel reality and understanding how we are all kind of moving not in linear time as much anymore, but more of just an awareness of how all things are happening at once. And even our past lives are kind of creeping into the present moment, and even our future lives are creeping into the present moment. And we're kind of realizing we're seeing things before us and behind us, and all at the same time. So it can be really interesting. This is kind of where deja vu experiences happen as well. So there's been a lot of that as well. If you've been experiencing, that's a great sign that you are in alignment and that you are tapping into your multidimensional consciousness, your ability to see all of the things that are happening in time, not just linearly. The next spirit message is about dream work. We have been having a lot of dream work here in Belize, and also just in this time of year. Our astral realm experiences are heightened right now. We're feeling more in tune with our ability to connect to our subconscious through our dreams. That helps us release things that we maybe have been suppressing, or helps us explore things that we haven't been able to explore here in the physical yet. So a lot of this dream work is really helping us. It's at its peak, and it's helping us meet people in dreams. It's helping us travel to distant places, distant times, distant worlds. And it's also allowing us to receive messages to assist in our growth, whether it be from our higher self, from our passed on loved ones, from other people that we know, or just through our own consciousness, from our ability to see the bigger picture of our life and to apply that here and now from the astral realm. So dream work is really fun. Allow yourself to start a dream journal if you're feeling a lot of that synchronicity and activation of your dream work, and allow yourself to really marinate on, what is this dream telling me? Why? What is it symbolizing? What is my subconscious trying to tell me through this dream? And what am I getting activated on spiritually as well in my dream work? This can be a really great tool for when you want to look back on this time later and see things even more from a bigger picture perspective and really process all the energy. Also, we have the thinning of the veil. So this is the next spirit message, and this is really important. The thinning of the veil has been going on since about the 10th of October, and it's going to continue into the first day or two of November. And so we're going to be feeling this thinning of the veil even more, and of course this week specifically at its peak. Thinning of the veil means that we are so connected to the spirit world. We are feeling that veil so thin, so palpable, that we can literally almost reach into the spirit world and touch it. We can experience it so so much more potently. So allow yourself to notice how your intuition is activated, how your spirituality has been enticed by the spirit world. Maybe you're having more of those dream experiences, or maybe you're seeing more with your intuition. Maybe you're having more clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, empathic power, and feeling into that is really going to be fun. This also can activate some aspects of uncomfortability and fear for some people if they're not really used to that strong connection with the spirit world. So if you're starting to see things in energy or see things in spirit, just know that it's part of this year and that it's okay. And allow yourself to face the fears on that, because there are many fears that can be surrounding this kind of way of life, or this kind of way of the year where the spirit world is just so palpable. But it's really just a fear of the unknown. And so allow that to be a mysterious and curious thing instead of a scary thing. Allow it to be something that's alluring, enticing, and encouraging you to step out of your comfort zone and allow yourself to really receive this spirit world connection. It's so palpable. So enjoy it, use it, surrender to it, especially. When we surrender to the spirit world connection, we allow ourselves to feel more at one with our true self, our source energy, and our ability to notice that everything is connected. We are all one. Even those who have passed on before us, we can still feel they're still here with us. They're still connected to us, whether it be ancient civilizations like we're here in Belize with all of the ancient Mayan artifacts and ancient Mayan civilization here, or whether it be ancient ancestors that you have that are coming forth for you, or loved ones that have passed on, or angels and guides that have been wanting to communicate with you. Allow yourself to receive that communication and really surrender to it, because when you do, when you release the fear and just lean into it, you end up getting what that spirit energy is really trying to give you, which is this beautiful evolution and revelation of who you really are and what you can do with your soul power. Remember, we had that soul power card last week, so let's tap into that even more, especially since it's for this weekend. Okay, and also really believing in this thinning of the veil is important too, because if you're noticing maybe you're not having that many experiences, maybe you're feeling like, oh, I wish I could feel the spirit world a little bit more, but I don't know why I'm not. It could be fear that's holding you back, subconscious fear. So really analyze that and identify that and clear it. But it could also be this sense of just not believing in it as much, just kind of being a little more skeptical. And that is a heart wall. That is a block that you're putting up to receiving that connection. So start to encourage yourself to just believe in it a little bit more. What do you have to lose? And I guarantee you that you will have an experience that will validate that belief. There's many synchronicities and signs going on right now with the thinning of the veil. That's what it does. It gives us this awareness that everything that we're doing is connected, that everything that we're thinking and feeling is connected to our experience, or an experience of the past or present or future. So allow yourself to really, energy is translating to you in that way. And this also goes into more of that deja vu experience as well, with that parallel reality and that awareness of time. So the spirit world is speaking to us, so listen to it. That is the biggest thing. Allow yourself to just listen. Meditate often. Remember our annual reading at the beginning of the year, the card I pulled for October was meditation. So this is such a perfect card for the thinning of the veil, because we want to meditate more to tap into that spiritual world more. When we meditate, we raise our vibration, we raise our consciousness, and we connect to the unseen world. And so this is the perfect time of year to do that. If you're not a meditator, or if you've never done it before, I encourage you to just try it. Breathe a couple of deep breaths in your morning ritual or evening ritual, and allow yourself to just release any distraction, release any tension, and just lean into this ability to listen to whatever your spirit is bringing forth for you. Now, the next spirit message is social experiences and community. We have a lot of opportunity to tap into this as well. There's tons of divine energy surrounding this unification with others who are going through things differently. This hasn't always been the case this year. Remember, a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, it was all about kind of going within and being more of a hermit and kind of understanding who you were and really allowing yourself to tap in that way. But right now, at this time of the year and at this time in the energy this week, it's all about community. It's about talking about your spiritual experience. It's about communicating what you're feeling and when you're feeling it and the energy that you're seeing or tapping into. Because when you do, you get validation from others around you that are experiencing it in the same way or in different ways. And that can be so beneficial to your ability to believe and your ability to tap in even further into this energy. So let those social experiences and community gatherings be helpful for your evolution this week. Surround yourself with others who are waking up or who have already woken up or who are deliberately opening up to the divine. When we do this, we bring in more of that energy. We become gateways for that energy, and we become activators and catalysts for each other's spiritual growth. This is a wonderful experience to have, and it can be so fun to do it with others. And then the next spirit message is all about the heart chakra. We are opening our heart even more right now. We have a lot of opportunity to open our heart to unconditional love, and we've been feeling unconditional love in a much deeper way lately. We've been really experiencing this sense of connection in our heart. And we've also been noticing with that heart opening that there may have been some walls up. There may have been some limitations or blockages in the heart space, things that we've been feeling enticed to open our heart with, but we've been reluctant towards it, or we've been feeling of resistance. Allow yourself to notice that and to let those heart walls down, to really open up fully to what your heart is guiding you to feel, waking your heart back up. Maybe you had a heartbreak towards the beginning of the year, or maybe you had a loss from your past, or maybe you experienced something that really encouraged you to trust and then it kind of blew up in your face. If that happened to you, that doesn't mean that you have to shut your heart down fully. It's time for you to open up your heart and allow yourself to really expand in that love, that unconditional love frequency, and let it show you that it's okay to do so. Bringing in wisdom from the heart is so, so incredible when you allow it in, and your heart will do so much healing, not just on your spirit, but on your mind and your body if you allow it to open up. So let that happen. This includes forgiveness. This includes compassion. This includes finding more space in your heart for that unconditional love and really jumping out of the uncomfortable experiences of opening up in that way and just facing your fear on that, because when you do, it will absolutely validate you. This is bringing us into more humble states of being as well, allowing us to notice what things we still have to work on and what things that maybe we've been not looking at for a while or not accepting within ourselves, and allowing us to really surrender to that as well and to soften our hearts so that we can love each other and love ourselves regardless of whatever walls we've put up or whatever we've been resisting. So remind yourself, if you do find that you have some heart walls up, or that you've maybe not forgiven people that you thought you did, or maybe you're not trusting things, allow yourself to forgive yourself on that, because it's sometimes easy to forgive others and not so easy to forgive ourselves. It's so important to do both, and it can be vice versa for you as well. So everybody may be experiencing that differently, but it's all about really allowing the heart to open. And when the heart opens, we also feel more gratitude. We feel more gratitude of every experience. The experiences that may have caused the heart walls to go up, we can find gratitude in. And we also find gratitude in just the consciousness that we receive once we open the heart, allowing ourselves to feel so thankful that we actually did. And this can help us release suppressed emotions as well. So if you're feeling more emotional lately, or if you're feeling a little bit more sensitive emotionally or empathic, allow yourself to just release any tension in the heart and just open up to that empathy, open up to that ability to feel those emotions. Don't suppress your emotions, because it's only going to come up again later. Allow yourself to truly open the heart fully. This will heal the heart wounds as well, and that'll be really great to help with the heart walls coming down, and it allows the heart to awaken also. Okay, how are you guys doing? I just want to check in with everybody. Carla's here as well. Hello, Carla. All Connected is here, sending love and light. Have an awesome trip. Thank you, love. Josephine is here as well. Chris Arujo. Kiwi's here. Thank you, Kiwi. Thank you. Carla says, wow, Rissa, heart chakra is exactly what I'm working on now. Thank you for confirming. Leslie's here as well. Anita's here. Namaste to you as well, my dear. So let's continue on with these spirit messages. Only a few more left, and then we'll get into the new moon in Scorpio and some astrology essences. So the next spirit message, your higher self and spirit world is doing whatever it takes, whatever it needs to bring you peace right now. That can mean that it sends you through a little bit of chaos first, a little bit of chaos before the calm. That's normal. Whenever we allow ourselves to surrender to spirit, or when we choose to experience something in our spiritual evolution, we maybe make an intention to heal ourselves or to open our heart more or to tap into our soul power. The spirit world tests us. It brings us through a little bit of a warrior-like energy where we're really needing to face what we've asked for and truly show spirit that we are determined and show ourselves that we are dedicated to that intention. So allow yourself to just surrender to any of that chaos that's happening and just know that if there's chaos around you, it's going to bring you into peace. Sometimes things need to shift and move and be altered and rearranged and turned upside down before we can find that peace, before we can really move into that sense of calm. Maybe we've gone off our path a bit, or maybe our environment has changed and it's not as harmonious with us, and that needs to change for us to feel at one with whatever we're going through. So allow that chaos before the calm to be cathartic, and allow it to be something that can be fun and exciting and curious and mysterious to you. The energy that we're in right now with this fall, this autumn energy going into winter, is all about mystery. It's all about mystery and darkness and the unseen world. And so allow yourself to be more curious than fearful, more excited than frustrated or sensitive, and allow yourself to really move more into that place of open and receptive energy. All of this energy and all of these experiences are working towards your highest good, and your higher self and spirit guides are absolutely having your highest good in mind when they are doing this. So just keep moving forward and allow yourself to just relax and into anything that's you're experiencing. And then, of course, let the light into all places in your mind, body, and spirit that have fallen into darkness or shadow. Any places that you haven't looked at lately within the mind. We compartmentalize so many things in our mind. There's so many parts of our mind that kind of get tucked away and not thought about or not dealt with. And so these kind of things tend to come up during this time of year, and especially this week with the thinning of the veil. So allow yourself to shine light onto any of those places in the mind that you haven't been shining light onto. Also any places in the body, making sure you're moving the body and really catering to the body and whatever pains or joint issues or any kind of fatigue or that you've been experiencing. Allow yourself to move light into those areas. Close your eyes, breathe light into the areas that are stuck and still or tense. Breathe light into the areas of your mind, the thoughts that you haven't been wanting to face. Breathe light into the heart space, into those heart walls, and into those places in the heart that you've tucked away. And when you do so, you'll be able to really shine this golden white light of healing and awareness onto it, and then allow this beautiful healing energy, this beautiful brilliance, this beautiful revelation, this consciousness in that really will change your entire life. It will change the way you look at things, it will change the way you feel about things, and it will change the way that you experience things. So just surrender and accept that as well. And in case you haven't noticed, surrender is the theme this week. So allow yourself to do a lot of that in whatever way you're guided intuitively. And then the second to last spirit guide message here is connect with nature for cleansing and serenity, and let the nature spirits bring playful love and guidance to you. It's really beautiful that I'm here in Belize right now. I'm at the Serenity Calm Unity Resort, and it's so fitting because it is absolutely necessary to feel that serenity, to feel that sense of connection with nature. And we're out here in the jungle. There's so many brilliant beautiful things to experience here. So many amazing animals, so many amazing plants, and just beautiful landscapes. And when you surrender to that nature, when you connect to it, you can even hear a little bird chirping right now. It's like validating us. When you surrender to that, it makes you play with it. It makes you love that energy, and it makes you play with your own experience where you're stepping out of your comfort zone, but you're also really curious and you're really activated and excited, and you're almost like a little kid again, just enjoying the beauty and the wonder of nature. So allow that to be a cleansing spirit for you, a serene spirit. And the nature spirits as well. We've got fairies, we've got sirens, we've got tons of little like gnomes and all these little nature spirits that come around this time as well. So you may be feeling into some of that playful energy, and the nature spirits are always very playful. They're always sometimes a little mischievous, but also very playful and curious, and they always kind of entice you to play with them as well. So if you're tapping into some of that energy, or if you're feeling that energy around you, allow yourself to just accept it and move into that and play with it. And then the last spirit message for this section is, what are your spiritual ambitions? This is a question that my guides gave me to ask you all, to really allow you to start to reflect on what your spiritual ambitions are. What are the things that you really want to see yourself experience in your spiritual evolution? What are things that you've always wanted to do? Maybe you want to become a healer, or you want to become more intuitive, or you want to tap into more manifestation qualities. Whatever it is, allow yourself to list your spiritual ambitions and then ask your guides to show you the way. Just ask them, and they will absolutely show you how to tap into that ambition and how to achieve it. This is so important because sometimes we are so excited about waking up, we're so excited about evolving, that we just kind of go with the flow, and it's so great to do that, of course, but we also want to set those intentions and allow ourselves to wonder and be curious and to be deliberate about whatever our ambitions are in the spirit world and our spiritual journey. When we do that, like I said, we may be tested, so be prepared for that. Make sure that those spiritual ambitions that you list are ones that you really truly want to tap into now, and you really are ready to be dedicated and deliberate with, because your spirit will send you into that when you ask, and they will respond quickly when you ask them to guide you. And this can be so beautiful, because when we ask our guides to show us the way in activating and achieving our spiritual ambition, we really get into this place of validation, and we get into this flow of communication with our spirit. We notice the synchronicities and signs that are answering that call, or answering that objective, and we feel into more of that guidance as we continue to see that and believe in it and experience it. And then, of course, I did this little segment I just started a few weeks ago where I'm giving you an intuitive word for each aspect of your life: family, work, love, and spirit. So the words here today, the family word for the week is bold. And it's actually a little bit more than one word. It's bold and stand your ground. So in family experiences, in connections with your family and communications with your family, be bold. Be bold in who you are. Remember that soul power card from this weekend. Allow yourself to really feel that sense of yourself strong, and just be proud of who you are. And sometimes when we're in our family experiences, sometimes family can be a little bit judgmental or a little bit stuck in their ways or traditions. But a lot of us, especially in this generation and time, are here to break cycles. We're here to be the way showers of new experience. And so it's important to be bold in your own unique energy and your own unique ambitions and perspectives, so that you can stand your ground and show them a new way, and allow yourself to show new ways to the ones that are descending from you, your children's children, and so forth. So allow yourself to be bold and stand your ground with family. The next aspect of life, work, the intuitive word is meditative protection. Intuitive words, I should say. Meditative protection. Allow yourself to use meditation, use that ability to breathe deeply and connect within and go within as a way to really feel protection and guidance from your guides on how to stay safe in your energy, how to stay protected, how to stay connected to your own unique vibration in the work life. So if you are in a corporate lifestyle, work lifestyle, or if you're just feeling a little bit tense in the way in which your work or productivity in work or abundance in work is going, allow yourself to just take a meditative stance, surround yourself in a beautiful golden white light, and imagine yourself protected and really preserved in your really strong vibration of peace and pleasure and prosperity and work. really think about the things that you want to experience in the work life, whatever abundance you're wanting to come your way, and just imagine that with you in that bubble of light, and not allowing any other energy, any other vibrations, any lower vibrations to alter that state. And then the love life intuitive word is curiosity. It's all about play and being curious, letting yourself step out of the comfort zone, starting to do things that you've never done before, allowing yourself to love in new ways, allowing yourself to tap into new layers of love that you maybe haven't allowed yourself to tap into. Maybe there's depths of love that you haven't let yourself feel in a while, or maybe there's aspects of your love perspective that you haven't allowed yourself to see or reflect on. Whatever it is, be curious about love. Look at love with a curious eye and allow yourself to see whatever your love life is telling you right now, and see how it is affecting your mind, body, and spirit, what it's encouraging you to do, what it's teaching you, what it's guiding you in. That is a very, very strong energy and fun energy to tap into with the curious love. And then the spirit message is surrender. The spirit word, the intuitive word for spirit, is surrender. Of course, we talked about this, just surrendering to the spirit world. We're in the thinning of the veil. We have the spirit world so much more palpable and accessible to us right now. So surrender into that and do it in the way that you're guided, that you're intuitively taught or told to from your own natural response. And just allow yourself to ask, what can I do to surrender more spiritually? What am I being encouraged to do to surrender spiritually? And how easy is it for me to do that? If you find that you're having resistance, allow yourself to work on releasing that. Question those thoughts that kind of come up in the way and limit that ability to surrender, and allow yourself to think differently and to feel differently. And then that is all of the spirit messages. I did have a little bit more to say about the 31st of October, but I'm going to go into that Halloween energy in just a little bit with this astrology reading. Let's check in with everybody and see how we're doing. How's everybody back here? All my audience. I have audience. I never have audience, you guys. Here, let's give a good look at everybody. They're all eating their beautiful vegan meals. Hi. So pretty exciting, pretty fun here in Belize. We're all connecting, and we're really living a lot of these messages, which is great. We've got this community energy that we're tapping into. We've got the beautiful nature. And so hopefully that you're feeling a lot of this vibration, and we're sending it all to you as well. Let's see how everybody's feeling here. Danielle says, appreciate you, Rissa. Blessings, blessings to you as well, love. Bomba's here, namaste, hello. Hey, little Jamesy, what's up, bro? Carla's here, she says, surrendering has helped me to relax and listen more. Surrender has been so key. Thank you. Yes. And Karen's here as well. Love to you all. So cool. Hello, tribe, says Carla. Thank you guys for continuing to tap into this energy. Let's go ahead and get into the astrology. This is the beautiful experience of the stars that we are tapping into, the influence of the stars. And tonight, we have a new moon in Scorpio. This is such a great energy, and happy birthday to all those Scorpios out there. It's such a great time to tap in. We've got one here. Hey, happy birthday. Two. Yeah, we've got two. Two Scorpios. Oh, three Scorpios. There's three Scorpios here in my audience today. How cool is that? So happy birthday to the Scorpios. Let's get into the influence of this new moon in Scorpio. We have Uranus opposite Scorpio, which is really good. Uranus is opposite Scorpio, and this can be really good for most, but some people are maybe feeling a little bit uncomfortable with this because there's going to be some unexpected changes, unexpected shifts within ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, and outside of ourselves in our environment. So some of those changes, those shifts, those differences in our experience can be a little bit stressful or a little bit irritable at times. It can kind of get under our skin or make us feel a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. How do we manage uncomfortability? How are we dealing with it? That is really what our spirit is encouraging us to tap into and look at, is how are we dealing with change? How are we dealing with environments that are different than what we're used to? And how are we moving with the shifts and changes and surrendering to that sense of awareness and new experience? This can be really good. So this is kind of where we start to get our wisdom in the spiritual journey. We start to really allow ourselves to see that when we face uncomfortable experiences, when we face fears, when we face unexpected changes, we really level up. We become empowered, especially when we move through it and we realize, oh, it wasn't that bad, or oh, I can do this, or oh, I've really gotten used to this now. That's such an empowering experience. I know that when I came here to Belize, I was getting completely eaten by mosquitoes. I still am. I've got so many bites, probably like 300 or so. But I was, in the first couple of days, I was just so like out of my mind, uncomfortable with all of these mosquitoes biting me. And I realized that it's just a mind over matter experience. It's just this feeling of feeling this difference in energy and environment and just uncomfortable change, right? But when I surrendered to that mind over matter perspective and I allowed myself to just say, you know what, I'm not going to let these bites get in the way of my excitement here, of my bliss in this beautiful nature and my new experience here that I've never had before in my life, then I was able to really feel empowered by it. I was able to use that change, that unexpected energy, and shift it, alchemize it into something that was actually kind of fun and exciting. Now I feel like the mosquito ninja, and I'm like out here fighting all of them and helping all of my retreaters who are getting eaten up now. And so it's really great. It's a great empowering tool when you can step out of your comfort zone and then just kind of relax into it and know that you have the power to perceive it differently and to move through it with ease if you choose to. So allow that to happen for you. Now, we have a lot of really exciting numbers in this new moon Scorpio. We've got a lot of fours. The sun and moon is in 4 degrees. We also have Uranus opposite to Scorpio at 4 degrees. So we've got a 444 code going on, which is really fun. And it's pretty cool because we were just talking to Hedwig today about how the 444 is all about facing fear and kind of releasing anger that maybe we haven't wanted to release, or shadow parts of ourselves that we haven't faced. And the 444 is also about angelic protection. So knowing that in this time when we're facing those fears and accepting change and moving into the uncomfortable and allowing ourselves to release any anger or irritability, we have the protection of our angels. We have the connection to the angelic realm guiding us and soothing us through it and allowing us to feel protected. Now, with that, we also have some of that disease, uncomfortability, discomfort, and energy being released. So allow that to happen. Let your angels just hold your hand and guide you through that release of those things that maybe you've been holding on to for a while, and let that energy release fully. Don't suppress anything during this time. Know that you are protected and that you are safe in releasing what hasn't been easy to release before. Now, also with Scorpio, Scorpio is a water sign, so it's all about emotional energy. So we're really tapping into emotional acceptance. We're learning more about our emotional truths, and we're learning how to accept them fully. We're finding balance from that too. So once we realize our emotional truths and how to accept them, we're then able to really understand how to balance them. Maybe our emotional truth right now is that we're very angry and irritable or very stressed and worried. But when we accept that, we then realize like, okay, that's what it is. I accept it. Now I can do something about it. I can balance it with a sense of liberation or love or acceptance or empowerment that you've been wanting to feel as a result of really accepting those things that you haven't wanted to look at. Scorpio is also run by Pluto, which goes right into this. Pluto is all about rebirth. It's all about rebirth, wisdom, mystery, mysticism. And so we are experiencing that as well. That goes right into that sense of that shadow self and the collective shadow, that unseen world and the curiosity and the sometimes fearful experience of tapping into the unseen world or stepping into things that we're not sure of or that we don't know or not used to. So that feeling of unknown, if you have fears of the unknown, this is a really great time to face them, and this is going to be a big test from your spirit on how to face those fears of the unknown that you may be experiencing individually. So allowing yourself to just move into that state of surrender and acceptance. Again, I know I keep saying it, but it's so valid right now, just surrendering to all of that. Now with Scorpio, we also have a lot of abundance coming to us in unexpected ways as well. So just as much as we may have unexpected changes and things that move us into our uncomfortable zone, we also have these amazing, unexpected, positive transformations in abundance, in spiritual growth, and evolution of our mind, body, and spirit. And so allow yourself to notice all of the ways in which abundance is coming to you in unexpected ways. It can be not just, it's not always money or materialism, but it's also spirituality and peace and love and truth and awareness and connection. Those are abundant things things. These are things that we experience abundance in, and even gratitude as well, right? Abundance in nature. I'm having a beautiful abundance in nature with all these retreaters here because we are just super connected to all of the beautiful nature around us in this jungle energy. And so also with all this new energy, we also have a lot of new inspirations, new ideas. These are things that are going to encourage us to start new things, to start new projects, to start new goals and objectives, new levels of our spiritual journey. These are really fun to tap into. So this can be a really nice way to balance any of the uncomfortable shadow aspects of the unexpected changes by really centering focus on what is changing unexpectedly positively for you. So if you don't let yourself get down the rabbit hole of, oh, all these things are unexpectedly changing and I'm so uncomfortable and all these unexpected shadow aspects, don't go down that rabbit hole. Just use the unexpected positive things to balance out your perspective of what you may be going through that might not be as comfortable to you. And know that as you allow yourself to tap more into the new ideas, new inspiration, and new activations of your spirit, you also allow yourself to release some of those uncomfortabilities that you've experienced before. And then it's all about creating positive change as well. So manifestation is really, really powerful right now. And when we do all this spiritual work and activation, we end up really being more empowered in our manifestation because we realize what we want versus what we don't want. So from noticing what we don't want, we then can actually identify what we do want. So that's really kind of the portal we're in right now, is noticing the things that we really want to bring in and manifest and create positively in our lives from those kind of feelings of unknown and mystery that we're moving through right now. So find freedom from restrictions and limitations as well, because that's going to also help you feel even more empowered. So all of this process, all of this connection is all about freedom and liberation and rebirth. So allow that to be. Couple of other little aspects of the stars. We've got Mars square Saturn, Saturn sextiles Neptune, Venus sextiles Pluto. So this is all about responsibilities, rebirth in love, rebirth in spirituality, rebirth in higher mind perspective, creativity, new lessons from spirit, and higher mind activations. So allow yourself to notice all the ways in your life this week that that is showing up for you as well. And then finally, last message in astrology before we pull a couple of cards is October 31st, Halloween to most, but we also have the Samhain, which is the last day of October. It's a Celtic spiritual holiday. And Merlin came to me in this one, and Merlin's description of this is that the gates of the spirit world are opening, and we are honoring those who have passed on before us, and we are gaining collective wisdom from the spirit world in the ways in which they are sending us connections and communications on how to move in this life as we're here. So allowing yourself to stay grounded, rise above the underworld energy, really allowing yourself to notice that, yes, this is a time where some things kind of creep in, the feeling of death, the feeling of shadow can creep in, but instead of focusing so much on the underworld, focus on being able to rise above into the spiritual aspect of it, the higher mind perspective aspect of it, really letting the old parts of you die and the new parts of you elevate and rejoice. This is a really beautiful day, and Mercury actually goes retrograde on the 31st on Halloween day. So we're going to feel a lot of this communication with ourselves, a lot of communication with others, maybe being a little bit choppy, a little bit hard to manage, just because we're still learning all this mysterious unknown aspects of ourselves in this time. So let yourself really think before you speak, feel before you speak, and really honor anybody else who's speaking to you, really trying to see the underlying aspects of the communication that are coming forth for you in your relationships as well. Truth revealed here as well. And the Mercury retrograde is 27 degrees Scorpio, and 2 + 7 is 9. So again, another rebirth number, another wisdom number. So the Mercury retrograde is going to bring you wisdom. It is going to bring you a new birth, a rebirth of your energy. And that'll be going on until November 20th. So from the 31st to the 20th is when we'll be experiencing that Mercury retrograde. So don't get too caught up in any misunderstandings or miscommunications, and don't worry about too much of the ways in which your relationships may be shifting, because it's a lot of the Mercury retrograde influence with the Scorpio, and it'll be an emotional one because it's a Scorpio energy. So let yourself just accept that there may be some extra emotions surrounding relationships, communication, emotional truths, and things like that. It's okay, and you're going to get through it. It's only temporary, and it will bring you wisdom. Okay, so that is all of the messages, all of the astrology, spirit messages. Let's go ahead and just take a few deep breaths before I pull cards, and then we'll see what the rest of the week has in store for us with the cards, and then we'll be on our way. And I'm so glad the connection has stayed strong this whole time. It's wonderful. Spirit really showed up for us because it was not working about 10 minutes before I got online. All right, so I got this beautiful new deck from Hedwig. She brought me a beautiful Kuan Yin deck. I love it. And so I'm going to start the messages off with the beautiful Kuan Yin of compassion for the beginning of the week. Let's go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths as a collective here together now. Let's take a nice deep inhale. Big breath out to release any resistance, any limitations, any tension. Another deep breath in. Big exhale out, cleansing breath. And another deep breath in, connecting to our spirit. And big breath out, allowing ourselves to travel into the unknown with comfortability, acceptance, and love. Let's see what Kuan Yin has to say for us in the beginning of the week. And feel free, if you have a question to ask the cards or any intention behind them, feel free to send it. I'm sure that the cards will answer your call in whatever way that you've asked. Oh, these are sticky ones today. I saged them, and so they're very sticky. Oh, there it is. Yep, okay. So there's one, beginning of the week from Kuan Yin. Let's do the angels, healing with the angels card, since we're tapping into some healing and higher mind perspective here for the middle of the week. There it is. And then let's go into Goddess Isis. I've been reading the Magdalene manuscript on this trip. I just started it. So Isis has been coming in strong for that. So let's see what Isis has to say for the end of the week. All right. And then, of course, I'm going to pull a moon card. Let's do that from the Spirit Messages deck as well for today's Scorpio new moon. That one came right up. All right. Couple of good crystals to have on you for this Scorpio new moon. Hematite, really great for releasing resistance, releasing any energy that does not serve, releasing any fears or frustrations. That is a really, really great crystal to have. It's like a metallic crystal. This one's a cube. Kind of heavy, really good to hold in your pocket for protection as well spiritually. Another one, Unikite for earth magic, really great for tapping into the earth, to nature, the magic of nature and the spirituality and messages from nature. Remember that was part of the spirit messages as well. And then citrine or goldstone, either one is good, for abundance, allowing more of that abundance of positive change and transformation to come forth for this beautiful week as well. All right, everyone, let's see what we have for cards. Let's do the moon card first, since that's today. So perfect, so on point. Dream talk, just validating what we talked about here, that we are really connecting to our dreams and that our subconscious is speaking to us in our dreams. And we're even speaking to each other and connecting to each other in our dreams as well. I just had somebody message me on Instagram saying that I was in their dream as well last night, and that they were in Belize here with us and that they visited, and it felt so real. So it's really cool to see how dream work and dream talk works in our lives and how real and potent it can be. The card itself says your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, messages, and more. Dream talk. So allow yourself to do a dream journal, allow yourself to connect to your dreams, and allow yourself to just analyze your dreams a little bit more than usual, knowing that your subconscious is trying to tell you something here. And that's for this new moon in Scorpio today. You're really, really good. And then for the beginning of the week card, we've got the beautiful Kuan Yin card, Dance of the Butterfly Queen. Now, this is the first time with these cards, so I'm just going to intuitively read it here. I'm not going to use the book or anything. But this one feels like transformation. We know that the butterfly represents positive transformation and evolution of our spirit, the ability to kind of go within at first as that caterpillar in a cocoon, and then burst out as this beautiful butterfly, this new and evolved being, this completely empowered essence and pure positive potential of yourself. And so we have this dance of the butterfly queen, and I love that she's dancing because it's all about movement and accessing your energetic channels and allowing yourself to feel that playfulness with spirit and that ability to just fully accept the unknown and move into that positive transformation and that new state of being that comes with it. So that's the beginning of the week as we move from this Scorpio new moon into more positive transformation. And then the middle of the week card, truth and integrity, so on point again. We talked about emotional truth and allowing ourselves to be more aware of who we are and what we're doing, taking responsibility for our spiritual journey and evolution, and allowing us to feel like we are really moving in the ways that we're guided to move. So truth, having that truth within your spirit, and integrity, doing what you said you're going to do when you said you're going to do it. When we set those spiritual ambition intentions, allowing yourself to know, yes, this is my spiritual ambition and I am dedicated, I am driven to doing this. And that is what this part of the week and this part of the year is all about, is really feeling into that dedication and that evolution and development of those spiritual ambitions right in the middle of the week as well. And then the end of the week card, so beautiful, Lady Isis, Goddess Isis, and this card is Lady of the Stars. It makes so much sense. We're in the Cosmic Awakening, Thinning of the Veil retreat right now, and there is a lot of cosmic energy around us as well with all of this energy, the new moon, we've got the Samhain and Halloween holiday, and we just have a lot more cosmic energy available to us. This card says Sirius is a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love. We talked about unconditional love. And wisdom, it says, at an extremely high vibration. She brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and a high capacity for divine service. She asks you to pay attention now because something significant is taking place at a spiritual level for you at this time. I got chills when I read that. I feel like this is so strong for everyone, that we are really tapping into our spiritual gifts in a higher vibration, and we're really allowing ourselves to feel the significance of these new spiritual levels we're reaching. And that's for the end of the week. So as we move through this week, we're going to be activating even more of that unconditional love and wisdom from spiritual evolution. So I hope that all of these beautiful messages reached you well and resonated with you well. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you're doing so great and that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Let's just see what else everybody said as you ended today. Simple Goddess says, hey, family of light, thank you so much. I'm noticing instant manifestations right now. Beautiful. Bobby Bell says, any news for Aries specifically? Well, we just got over an Aries moon, so I encourage all the Aries, those fiery signs, to let some of that emotional energy in of Scorpio and let it kind of start to soothe some of your Aries energy by allowing yourself to tap into those emotional aspects of you and to notice what parts of those have been geared up and revved up from the recent moon in Aries, and allow yourself to just move into a place of peace and balance between that fire and water energy. And then Jasmine says, will light be shed or clarity be unfolded regarding unsure situations? Yes, we have that mystery, those experiences in mystery and mysticism going on right now. So as we tap into the mystery and mysticism in those unknown places, we will get answers to resolve any curiosities we have. And then Simple Goddess says, the Dia de los Muertos parade is in the Monarch as well in LA. Yes, lots of that energy of honoring the dead and honoring those who have passed on, all very much a part of this energy. Thank you all so much for shining light here and for being with me here from Belize live. And I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Please be sure to replay this reading if you need additional guidance or remembrance of it, and share this reading with anybody that you feel needs these messages. I love you so much. I'll be posting tons of pictures and videos when I can, when the signal is right, on my Instagram at readingsbyrissa and my Instagram story. And if you need anything at all, a reading when I get back in town, feel free to email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. I love you all so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. And thank you, audience, for joining me. This is the first time I had an audience. Yay! And if you want to come to the next retreat, email me at readingsbyrissa, and I will absolutely put you on the list for notifications for the next one because it's just too fun. You can't miss it. I love you all so much. Peace.